Okay, tonight I'm going to install the new CarryVault portable automobile gun safe that I had just got yesterday. I'm going to do a little bit of a unique installation because in the way my car is set up, I didn't want to put it in a Prius, I want to put it in my car, which is the Mazda 3. And the way it's set up, the way the trunk is, there's not really any flat surfaces to mount on that are metal. Even the flat areas have a layer of foam about this thick that have recesses cut into them for the tools and the jack and everything. So there's no real flat spots that have metal underneath of it. I thought about mounting it to the tire through the top plate, but decided that would put it right in the center of the trunk, and I didn't want it to be in the way like that. So I had to come up with kind of a unique way to install it. Now the way I'm installing it kind of goes against the instruction manual because they don't want you installing it on a horizontal surface. But after speaking to them, they don't want you installing it on a horizontal surface because of how heavy it is. There's a great risk of when you're taking it off, dropping it, breaking a foot, something like that. That's not going to be a problem with the way I'm installing it, as you will see. But I did want to say right off the bat that I am kind of breaking the rules in the way I'm installing it. And if you choose to do the same thing, that's up to you, but you take that upon yourself, just like I'm taking it upon myself to do it a little bit different. You know, because if I figure once I buy a product, if I decide to disobey the rules, that's on me, it's not on them, and it's my right to do that. So I wanted to get it installed. Like I say, I'm mounting it in a little bit of a different way. I am actually mounting it onto the back of my seat, the back rear seat that folds down. Because, you know, the backs of the seats are solid metal because they have to be for safety laws so that things in the trunk like tools and stuff don't come jamming through the backs of the seat and stab people in an accident. So it's a big metal plate in the back of the seat. So I thought, you know, I will mount it to the back of that plate. That way when the seat's up, it's in the trunk, but it's out of the way. And if I ever need to access it from inside the trunk, I just pop the seat down and right there's the safe. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to get it started on the install here, and I'll try to show you step by step what I'm doing, and I will show you how it turns out in the end. Okay, before I actually begin the installation, I just want to show that I have unzipped the back cover off of the rear seat and folded it back to expose the metal backing of the seat itself. Now you might think they're very strong and wouldn't be able to hold the safe, but these molded metal pieces like this are very strong actually. You'd be surprised what they would hold if you bolt something to them. And plus, my biggest thing is not to make the safe that it can't be removed, it's to put it in a position where it's hard to remove or where it's a position where no one's going to see it to begin with. So I think this will be a great installation because when the seat is up, it'll be in the trunk, and then I can fold the seat down and have access to the safe from inside the car. Okay, what I'm doing here at first, if you can see, is I'm setting the safe where it will be in the closed position. Like if the seat is upright and this is in the trunk, I'm putting it where it will be in that position. And then I am marking where the back plate comes to here, so that when I'm putting the plate in without the safe, I don't lose where it goes. Okay, now that I have the safe mount off the brackets and I have it marked where I need to put it, I will put it back into position on the marks and mark where I will be drilling the mounting holes. Okay, now I just need to drill the holes in the back of the seat plate to install the bracket. And I got to be very careful here so that I don't drill through and drill into out the side, the leather seat on the other side. So very slowly. And now I'm bleeding, and I'm not sure how I managed to do that. But not going to let that slow us down, not like the first time I've been bleeding during a project. So let's keep going. And now the hardest part of the installation, I've got to put these little screws up from the back side of the metal backing on the seat up to where they stick up to where I can put the bottom plate for the mounting bracket for the safe onto these as they stick out of the back of the seat. Now I'm taking an X-Acto knife and just scoring along the tops of the screws so that they'll stick through the backing on the seats. after I've put everything back together here. As you can see, I've put the seat back together, zipped everything back onto the seat. Now, like I say, I'm just scoring little holes so these will pop through. And now I've got my exposed bolts through the back of my seat. Now I'll just set the plate in place over the bolts. And I will put nuts on these and latch it down. Okay, now each little bolt sticking up, we'll get a lock washer and a nut. Now I'm just going to cut off the excess bolt that sticks up through the bottom of the plate on each nut. And now I just set the box down on the plate. And there, now you have it. Very securely mounted. It's not going anywhere. Very discreet back there in the back of the trunk. Once I have stuff in here, you'll never even notice it there. And if I need to access it from inside the car, I just fold this down. I can reach this from either from the doorway, from the front seat, or wherever I want to reach it from. And it's very securely fastened to the seat here. It's not going anywhere. This is pretty sturdy. And as you can see right here, easily accessible once you fold the seat down. It's right there, it is. Ready to pop open. I've got it where I can open it from the front seat, or from the sidecar here, or from the side over there. Passenger can even access it. So good installation. Now, like I said, I did this my own way. I didn't do this the way it's recommended. So you do it however you want to do it, but just know if you're doing it differently like this, like I said, you are violating the rules. So, you know, talk to them about that if you want to, but just take into account you're not doing it the way you're supposed to. But there's no mechanical reason why this wouldn't work. It's just legal reasons.